Hey everyone, welcome back to Inside Thailand. Today's story comes from a bloke named Steve, 51 years old, from Manchester, fresh off a divorce and one very depressing microwave lasagna streak. He flew to Thailand thinking he'd found paradise, but what he actually found was a woman named Eve. And Eve? Well, she didn't steal his heart. She rented it by the hour and charged interest. This one's funny, painful, and probably way too relatable if you've ever landed in Bangkok thinking with the wrong organ. It's a cautionary tale, but told with beer-soaked flip-flops and a karaoke mic. So here's Steve's story, in his own words. Alright, so here's the deal. You ever wake up one morning, stare at your own sad face in the bathroom mirror and just think, what the hell happened to my life? Yeah, that was me. Fresh divorce. Knee still dodgy from falling off a ladder at work. Cat ran away. Ex-wife took the nice towels. Everything else I owned fit in the boot of my car. I was living in a mate's spare room, eating microwave lasagna and watching Thai massage videos on YouTube like they were some kind of spiritual guide. Not the dodgy ones, mind you. Proper ones. The kind where the guy looks like he's in a trance while some woman walks on his back. And that's when Dave, my oldest mate, he goes, Steve, you need to reboot the system. Go to Thailand. Sun, cheap beer, friendly women. Fixes everything. And the worst part, I believed him. Like a bloody idiot, I booked a one-way ticket after 2 cans of Stella and a YouTube binge. Didn't even pack proper shoes. Just sandals, some shorts, and my anti-chafe cream. I looked like a walking midlife crisis. And I was, to be fair. But I thought, maybe this is it. Maybe I just need a change of scenery, a tropical reset. I didn't know it then, but I was basically walking straight into a giant tourist trap with a neon sign that said, "Welcome, gullible foreign idiot." And the moment I landed, Jesus. The air hit me like a wet sock, hot, sticky, smelled like garlic, petrol, and something vaguely fishy. I loved it, somehow. I was sweating through my shirt before I even found a taxi. And mate, no joke, by the end of that first night, I'd eaten something on a stick I couldn't identify, nearly got hit by a tuk-tuk, and bought a Rolex that said, Rolex, and I was this close to falling in love with the first woman who smiled at me. Spoiler, I did, and her name was Eve. But we'll get to that bloody disaster in a minute. So there I was, sweating like a pig in a sauna, wandering around Sukhumvit with a half-dead SIM card and no clue where I was going. Every bloke I passed looked just like me, red-faced, beer belly. Confused? I blended right in. I stopped at some street cart. Guy handed me a plate of pad thai with prawns the size of my hand for like 60 baht. I took one bite and nearly cried. It was like a warm hug from the universe. I thought, this is it. Thailand's healing me already. Then I saw her. She was standing just outside a 7-Eleven, scrolling her phone, sipping something pink with ice cubes and a flower in it. Long black hair, tight jeans, tiny pink top. I remember thinking, how the hell is she not melting? I was drenched. She looked like she'd just stepped out of a music video. She looked up, caught me staring, full on deer in headlights, and she smiled. Now I should have run. I should have known. But no. My dumb brain went, she smiled. Maybe she thinks I'm handsome. Or maybe she sees I'm a lost soul. Maybe this is fate. Idiot. She walks over, just glides up to me like a panther with lip gloss, and goes, "You look tired. First time Thailand?" And I, like a complete tool, go, "Yeah, is it that obvious?" She laughs, says her name's Eve, tells me she works at a beauty clinic, but it's her day off. Says I have honest eyes. Honest eyes. What does that even mean? Next thing I know, she's guiding me to this little bar with plastic stools and fairy lights, ordering me a cold beer like we've known each other for years. She asks about my life, listens like she actually cares, nods, touches my arm when I talk, laughs at my crap jokes. And I'm sitting there, trying not to sweat through my shorts, thinking, Steve, you've still got it, mate. She's into you. This is the universe saying sorry for your ex-wife and that dodgy knee. What it actually was the universe setting up the punchline to the biggest joke of my life. And I was the punchline. Alright, so let's fast forward a bit, because from that moment at the bar, everything moved fast. I mean Formula 1 fast. Within 48 hours, Eve was basically my girlfriend. Not like, maybe she likes me girlfriend. I mean full package deal. She was holding my hand in public, ordering food for me, calling me babe, and snuggling up in bed like we'd been married 10 years. I hadn't even fully unpacked my suitcase. She stayed at my hotel every night, brought me mango sticky rice in the mornings, took selfies with me at temples. I mean, she even helped me bargain for a pair of elephant pants at Chat You Chak. And let me tell you, that's intimate, that's sacred. I remember thinking, wow, these Thai women don't mess around. No games, no stress, just good vibes and good food. What I should have thought was, why is a woman this gorgeous, this sweet and this available, spending every second with a sweaty bald bloke who limps when it rains? But no, my brain had melted and my ego was doing backflips. Then came the stories. Little ones at first. Her mum had high blood pressure. Her dog needed injections. Her younger brother had a motorbike accident. Leg broken, couldn't work. And look, I didn't even blink. I pulled out my wallet like some kind of walking ATM with emotional damage. First it was 2,000 baht here, then 5,000, then 10,000. And every time she'd look at me with those sad brown eyes and say, I pay you back. I promise. I just need help now. Mate, I started feeling proud about it. Like I was doing the noble thing. You're not like those other tourists, she said one night. You help me. You care. You know what that does to a bloke who's just crawled out of a crap marriage and feels like no one's seen him in years. It fried my brain. Turned me into Captain Save a Girl. I wasn't dating Eve. I was dating a fantasy. A custom-built, emotionally weaponized fantasy with perfect skin and a tragic backstory. And let me tell you, I was all in. Like, let's maybe look at condos together, level in. Like, maybe I'll extend my visa in. Spoiler, that fantasy had a price tag. And I was about to find out just how much it cost. So here's where it starts going from funny haha to funny oh no. And I wish I could say I saw it coming. But no. I was too busy holding hands and Googling, how long can a foreigner stay in Thailand without marrying someone? It all kicked off with her mum's hospital emergency. We were sitting in some noodle joint when Eve suddenly gasped, grabbed her phone and started fake crying. I mean full waterworks. Like someone just told her her house burned down and her cat exploded. She says, my mama, hospital, she cannot breathe. Need money now or they not help? And me? What do I do? Do I ask which hospital? Do I say, hey, maybe I should call and talk to the doctor? Do I even pause to think? No, I go full superhero. Whip out my phone like it's a bat signal and transfer 70,000 baht right there between bites of spicy pork. And the crazy part? I felt good about it. Like I'd just rescued someone from a burning building. She kissed my cheek and said, you have big heart. You not like other man. And I believed it. I was glowing. The guy at the noodle stand probably thought I'd just won the lottery. A few days later, she says her little brother needs help now. Same motorbike, same leg, fall again. Which, looking back, makes no bloody sense. What's he doing? Stunt shows. But I nodded like a numpty and sent another 20,000. I didn't even ask questions. I just smiled and thought, this is love. This is real. Meanwhile, my credit card was starting to make those wheezing noises. You know, like it's trying to warn you. And my bank's fraud alert texted me, "Are you sure you're in Thailand and spending this much on flowers, drinks, and hospital transfers?" And I replied, "Yes, I'm in love. Leave me alone." You ever look back at something you did and feel like throwing your own shoe at your face? Yeah, that was me, about a week before she asked me to take her to Pattaya. And oh boy, that's when it really went sideways. So, Pattaya. If you've never been, imagine Las Vegas, but someone spilled Red Bull and bad decisions all over it. Neon signs everywhere. Bars stacked 3 stories high. Music thumping like it's trying to knock the brain cells right out of your skull. Eve says, "We go just for relax. One night only. You work hard. You deserve happy time." And I'm sat there thinking, this woman gets me. She really understands me. What she actually understood was how easy it was to rinse me like a dirty sock. So we go, book a beachside hotel. I'm thinking we'll have a few drinks, hold hands under the stars, maybe sneak in a little romance. But Eve, she's on a mission. First night, we hit this rooftop bar. She invites 2 cousins to join. Then those cousins invite their friends. Suddenly I'm sat at a table with 6 Thai women, all ordering cocktails that cost more than my monthly internet bill back in Manchester. Every time I try to say, "Hey, maybe let's slow down," Eve just leans in, smiles, strokes my arm, and whispers, "Don't worry, baby. You, my king." That right there, that's the scammer's version of a Jedi mind trick. I ended up paying for 6 lobster plates, 4 bottles of Grey Goose, 1 round of mystery shots called Lady Volcano, a birthday cake for someone who I'm 99% sure wasn't born that day, and a bloody karaoke microphone that Eve insisted we needed for the hotel. By the time we got back to the room, my card was crying and I was half conscious. And then, and this is rich, she starts crying. Again. Says she feels guilty about the money. Says I'm too good and she's not sure she deserves me. Now any sane person would have heard alarm bells. I heard violins. I hugged her. Told her it was okay. Told her I trusted her. She smiled, kissed me, said I was different. Different? Yeah, because the other guys probably didn't buy karaoke microphones and sing Westlife to a room full of scammers. I went to sleep thinking I was in love. She went to sleep knowing she'd just made more in one night than I used to in a month. And the next morning, she was gone. Woke up alone, bed cold, curtains open, sun blazing through the window like it was mocking me. I blinked a few times, checked the time, 11:42 a.m, late, but not Eve is gone and we're on holiday late. I figured maybe she went out to grab us coffee or breakfast or a fresh scam to sell me on, but something felt off. The room was quiet. Too quiet. Her stuff, makeup bag, charger, Hello Kitty hoodie, all gone. No, be right back. Not even a passive-aggressive emoji. I called her, straight to voicemail. Texted her, green bubble. Checked the hotel lobby. She'd checked out, and that's when I saw it. My watch, gone. My wallet, gone. My fake Rolex, gone. Even my bloody flip-flops, the cheap blue ones I got at 7-Eleven, gone. Who steals flip-flops, mate? I sat down on the edge of the bed, still in my boxer shorts, staring at the karaoke microphone sitting in the corner like a prop from a bad dream. And I just laughed, not a happy laugh. That weird, unhinged kind where your brain's broken and it thinks maybe this is hilarious. Spoiler, it wasn't. I went full panic mode, called the bank, told them I might have been scammed. They asked, "Can you verify the last charges on your card?" Yeah. 4 bottles of vodka, 1 cake, a room in Pattaya, karaoke mic, one last charge for a massage package that I'm certain wasn't for me. They froze the card. Too late, of course. I shuffled outside in my hotel slippers, sunburnt, emotionally violated, and 40,000 baht poorer. Every tuk-tuk driver I passed looked at me like they'd seen it before. One even gave me a little nod, like, "Ah, yes. Another dumb farang enters the Hall of Shame." And me? I walked to the 7-Eleven, bought a new pair of flip-flops, pink ones, only size left. That walk of shame down Beach Road in women's flip-flops and last night's shirt, that was the moment I knew I'd been played. And she didn't even leave me the dignity of proper footwear. So what does a heartbroken, flip-flopless, middle-aged man do after getting mugged by his own girlfriend in paradise? Simple. He drinks. I found this little beach bar with plastic chairs sinking into the sand, ordered a chang, then another, then 3 more. Pretty soon I'm sat there with no shirt, pink flip-flops, a sunburned forehead, and a grand plan. I'm going to find her. I mean it. I turned into some weird, washed-up James Bond. Except instead of a gun and gadgets, I had a hangover and a karaoke mic in my backpack for emotional support. I started showing Eve's selfies to every bar girl, bartender, and stray dog in Pattaya. Have you seen this woman? Pretty. Big eyes. Lies for sport. One bar girl squints at the phone, goes, "Eve? Eve number 3? Or Eve number 6? That's when it hit me like a tuk-tuk to the face. I wasn't special. I wasn't the chosen one. I was Steve number 9 probably. A loyal customer in the Eve Emotional ATM loyalty program. I slumped back into that bar chair, downed another beer, and ordered a banana roti like it was my final meal. Cried into it a little bit, not a full sob, just that sad, quiet chewing where your soul's leaking out your eyes. Some old expat saw me sulking and came over. Name was Colin. Looked like he'd seen 100 Eves in his day. He just chuckled and said, "She took your money?" I nodded. He nodded back, took a sip of his beer and said, "Welcome to Thailand, mate." Didn't judge me. Didn't even pretend to care. Just gave me a pat on the back and said, "Next time, don't fall in love before breakfast." Colin bought me a beer, told me about his Eve from 2003. Then he showed me how to turn off international transfers on my banking app. Legend. That night I walked back to the hotel barefoot again because the pink flip-flop snapped. And I laughed. Genuinely laughed. Because honestly, it was so dumb. It was almost beautiful. I'd been scammed. Hard. But at least I had a story and a new friend named Colin. Couple days later, I'm still licking my wounds, broke as hell and eating cup noodles in my hotel room like a uni student. And you know what? I felt weirdly good. Lighter. Like getting scammed by Eve had knocked something loose in me. Like all the drama back home, the divorce, the midlife spiral, it all just kind of floated away. She didn't just rob me, she reset me. I started talking to other guys at bars, hearing their stories. Every bloke had an Eve. Some had 3. One guy showed me a tattoo of his Thai soulmate on his chest. Said she ran off with his scooter and his uncle's ashes. I bought him a beer just for surviving. Eventually, I got in touch with my mate Dave, the one who told me to reboot in Thailand. I told him everything. He goes, "Mate, that's exactly what happened to me last year. That's why I told you to go." The absolute bastard set me up for the same fall. On purpose. Said it was like emotional detox. Bloody Dave the Buddha over here. Anyway, I didn't fly home. I downgraded hotels, stretched what cash I had left and stuck around. Met some decent people, started writing about what happened, first just jokes on Facebook, then little blog posts, then videos. I called it The Eve Experience, How to Get Robbed with a Smile. People loved it. Apparently, laughing at yourself is therapy for guys like us. Now I've got a little following online. Guys message me asking for advice. Should I trust this girl I just met on Walking Street? Is it normal for her to need a phone, motorbike, and buffalo on day 2? And I always reply, does she call you honest man? Run. I'm not saying Thailand's bad. It's not. It's magic. Just don't show up thinking it owes you something. And for the love of God, never confuse attention with affection, especially when it comes in a miniskirt and asks for 70,000 baht. I lost my money, my watch, and my pride, but I got something better. A story. And a damn good reason to never wear flip-flops again. Man, poor Steve. He showed up looking for peace and mango sticky rice and left with emotional whiplash and a karaoke mic. But you've gotta hand it to him. At least he can laugh about it now. That's more than a lot of guys can say. Look, Thailand's a beautiful place, but if someone calls you honest man before you've even finished your first beer, maybe keep your wallet zipped and your heart on airplane mode. Thanks for watching Inside Thailand. If you've made it this far, do us a favour, like the video, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've ever had an Eve experience of your own. We've got more stories like this coming, some wild, some sad, some just plain stupid. Stick around, and remember, if it feels too good to be true in Thailand, it probably costs extra.